Good morning, friends and folks. This week's video is a follow-up to last week's video, which if you didn't watch it, I have these two amethyst points, or spears, or whatever you want to call them. And last week I wrapped one in copper, and this week I want to wrap this second one in silver. I loved the way the copper one turned out, but for the silver piece I want to try out a different style. I'll be taking the approach of making what I affectionately refer to as a scrap piece. I save all of my scrap silver wire because it's so expensive, and I section it off into fine silver, sterling silver, and then I have kind of a mishmash bag of pieces that I can't actually recall which one it is. Sometimes I test it later, but for the most part, I'm using these for base wires, so it doesn't matter as much. I also know that I usually only buy fine silver wire that is 16, 14 gauge and up, so if it's a thinner wire, it's probably going to be sterling. But I'll be going through my sterling and my mixed bags today to take out any pieces that are 20 gauge or thicker, and actually be balling the ends of each segment on both ends with my torch. I love integrating wire segments with balled ends into my pieces. Usually I go for more of a subtle approach, but with this quote-unquote scrap piece, I want to take advantage of the shorter segments of wire and really lean into it. Normally after I ball wire like this, the balls of the end will need some kind of treatment because one, rarely if ever will wire ball it perfectly. There will usually be some kind of odd shape or texture to it. And two, if it is sterling, it will have tarnished and accumulated a layer of soot over the end. For this particular piece, I'm not super worried about either of those factors because I know I'm going for a more organic wrap, so the texture is fine. And because I know I intend to oxidize this piece, the tarnish and the soot layer doesn't bother me too much either. I am going to buff the ends down just a little bit so that I take off any abrasive edges, but that's just kind of standard when working with wire. And now that they're all buffed down, I'm going to start weaving these together in kind of a free-form manner. I know I'm going to need a wrap all the way around the bottom, but I don't want to overwhelm too much of the stone, so I'll be trying to keep the wrap mainly to one side. I feel like I'm just creating a long textile-like pattern with this woven wire, incorporating new segments as other segments end, and then wrapping that textile around the stone in whatever way feels natural. Now for the bail, I don't have anything particular in mind. I'm just going to keep this textile going and wrap it around to reincorporate it into the lower weave. I really am fully freeforming this. I have no idea what shape or design I want it to look like in the end. I'm just kind of going for it. And of course, with the final touches, we have a beautifully oxidized piece. I'm so happy with how both these amethyst pieces turned out, and you can find them both on my Instagram or on my Etsy. I hope you're having a safe holiday season. I know it's rough out there right now, but stay strong. I would love to hear about any project you're working on if you're able to, and I'm so grateful to all of you who've been watching these videos. Until next time, take care and be well.